Hey everyone, and welcome. Here at Fundraise, if there's one thing we've learned, it's that strong donor relationships are pretty much the secret sauce to nonprofit success. So today, we're going to break down exactly how you can build connections that really last. Let's get into it. Seriously, just think about that for a second. What if every single one of your supporters stuck around year after year? It sounds amazing, right? Like a total dream. Well, it actually doesn't have to be. The key isn't some crazy complicated fundraising magic. That's it. It's really that simple. It's all about moving past seeing donations as just transactions and instead building genuine human connections. And to do that right, we got to be super clear on some of the language we use. Okay, so you hear these two terms, donor relations and donor stewardship, thrown around all the time, and a lot of people use them interchangeably. But they're not the same thing, and honestly, knowing the difference is going to be a game changer for your strategy. So, here's the deal. Donor relations is proactive. It's the entire journey, the whole shebang of building that relationship, right? From the very first hello. Donor stewardship, on the other hand, is reactive. It's what happens after a donation is made, and it's all about taking care of that specific gift. So to put it simply, relations is about the donor, and stewardship is about the gift. So you might be thinking, is all this effort really worth it? And the answer is a big, resounding yes, because the payoff is huge. Seriously, building these solid relationships leads directly to a much stronger, more stable, and way more successful nonprofit. And the number one reason, well, it's probably exactly what you're thinking it is. All this work, all this focus on connection, it all funnels down into one primary game-changing result for your organization. And that is, yep, improved donor retention. Happy, engaged donors become loyal donors. It's that simple. When you build real, meaningful relationships, you fight back against donor churn, and you build this reliable base of support that you can actually count on. This is the single biggest win you get from great donor relations. But wait, there's more. The benefits totally don't stop there. Great relationships lead to more reoccurring donations, which means predictable revenue for you. You'll throw better events because you'll actually know what your donors want to see. Your current supporters, they become your biggest fans, bringing in new donors for you. Plus, you get honest feedback so you can keep getting better. It's this awesome ripple effect. Okay, so how do we actually create that ripple effect? Well, it doesn't just happen by accident. You gotta have a clear playbook. So let's walk through the donor journey, step by step. First up, the initial meeting. That first impression is everything. Then, a super prompt and personal acknowledgement right after their first gift. Next is stewardship, where you show them their gift is being used just as they intended. After that, recognition, maybe a shout out online or in your annual report. Then, you actively ask for their feedback, which makes them feel so valued. And finally, ongoing cultivation, to keep that connection going strong for years to come. I love this quote from Ria Wong because it just sums it all up perfectly. When you're creating a relationship of trust and mutuality, the ask should never come as a surprise. Think about that. If you've done the work, if you've built a real relationship, the ask just feels like the next logical step. It's not a transaction, it's a partnership. All right, feeling inspired? Good. Let's look at a few really high-impact strategies you can start using, like right now, to give your donor relationships a serious boost. First off, use your CRM to automate some communications. That keeps things consistent, but make sure you segment your donor lists to keep it personal. And hey, don't just ask for money. Invite them to volunteer to really deepen that connection. And finally, you gotta use your data. Look at your donor analytics to figure out what's working and what's not. And please don't forget this one. The donation process itself is a massive part of the donor experience. A clunky, frustrating form can just ruin all your hard work. Using streamlined tools, like the optimized donation forms we've built right into Fundraise, creates this seamless, easy experience that makes donors actually want to come back. So, as we wrap up here, I want to leave you with this question. Just take a second and think about your own strategies. Are you building quick, transactional exchanges, or are you really cultivating authentic, lasting relationships? This was just a quick flyby, and trust me, there's so much more to dig into. For a really deep dive on all of these strategies and a bunch more, go check out the full article on the Fundraise blog. The link is right there for you in the description. Thanks so much for watching.